Hello, everyone.
Hi.
It's UK Vegan Family live chat tonight.
Yes,
my name's Adam.
Joining us, I'm Danny. Hello, obviously.
Hello, everyone in the comments section and everyone live here with us. We've got a very special family to introduce to
we
you.
have. We are so excited to introduce you to these guys.
They're all beautiful. We've just been talking to them backstage and I can't wait to bring them in.
You're going to love this, guys.
Right, let's just share the screen and we're going to quickly show you their YouTube and their Instagram. That's what I was going to do. So here's their YouTube.
So this is Thankfully True with the Roberts family. Absolutely lovely.
I say go and check them out. All their videos are absolutely lovely. Really, really nice family.
And they've recently had a new baby as well.
I'm just looking for that video. That was beautiful.
It wasn't. No, you're going quite far
I'm
down.
going quite far down. Oh,
here it is.
There it is.
These ones here are absolutely lovely, guys. You've got to watch those. And they've also got an Instagram as well. So be sure to check them out.
Channel 4's Britain's Best Parents.
Yes. We watched them on there recently.
Yeah. Oh, it's great, honestly.
Should we bring them in?
Yeah, we'll bring them in now.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Wow, how exciting. Our
It
first live stream.
It is. How are you guys tonight? Are you all well?
We are very well, thank you.
Good.
Very well.
He's
So-
awake already.
He's awake now.
Oh.
I'm not missing this.
Oh.
I'm not missing this. You can sit on my lap now.
So introduce yourselves again.
My
Go on.
Wait, make sure you can see your face first.
my name is Roxy and
Roxy.
Emily.
My name is Roxy.
No, stand up.
I thought you were Roxy. You were Kenzie.
Stand up so you can see your face. Quickly.
My name is.
I can't see your face.
My name is Kenzie and I'm 4.
Oh.
Excellent. Okay, so go on.
My name is Terrell and I'm 6.
Awesome.
Oh, hello, Terrell.
My name is Roxy and I'm 7.
Oh.
Niall, you got to say your name and how old you are? Good boy. Go on then.
No, he's not ready.
This is Niall,
That's okay. That's okay.
and he's 2. And my name's Hezekiah, and I'm 7 weeks.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, God.
I'm Simone, and I'm 38.
And I'm Mark and I'm 42.
Oh, it's
Hello.
lovely to have you with
Hello.
us, guys. Really, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So we're just gonna say hello to a couple of the people in the chat, and then we'll start asking you some questions.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh.
Hello, anti-vegan nonsense.
Hello,
I'm
Money
Easy
Force.
Vegan.
And Harrod there. Hello. You got
There's 3
Harrod's
vegans
mom.
as well. Hello.
Hello, everyone. All these people at the bottom.
Oh, you got Bobby in the house.
Oh. And we've got Defender of Animals who says hello, the Roberts family.
Hello.
Hello. Defender of animals.
Oh, vegan taco coming in there at the last minute.
Go.
Yo,
They're so-
vegan taco. Sounds great,
I
actually.
know. Eat tacos now.
Oh, Vegan King. He's here. Sorry, I'm
Vegan
late.
King, hello. Yeah, he's actually from India. So whenever I chat to Vegan King, it's usually he's about to go to bed. So it's like it's great. So guys, I would love to know
Michelle.
your Oh, hello, Michelle.
Michelle.
Welcome to the house.
Hi, Michelle.
Mm.
How long have you guys been vegan? What's your story behind your journey?
I've been vegan for 13 years, actually. And I just decided that to make that choice, I went straight vegan. I didn't really kind of have a warm up. I just kind of decided to just go for it. And since then, I've just never looked back, to be honest. And Simone, you've been vegan sort of since you've met me, haven't you? When I first met Simone, she wasn't vegan.
Yeah.
And then sort of as time went on,
slowly transitioned.
Yes.
And there was no scaremongering or nothing.
No.
I didn't watch any videos to kind of push myself into it. I knew it was a natural process that was happening anyway.
Yes.
And yeah, it just happened beautifully and naturally. And I was always vegan during my pregnancies, wasn't I?
Wow, that's really interesting.
Had anything other than non-cruelty food. And so that was a natural process. So the babies sped it up, put it that way.
Yes. So and then obviously the kids then started to be vegan, and obviously they enjoyed the food that we eat. It wasn't really ever an issue in terms of, oh, we don't like this. They just kind of loved it, and they got on board pretty quickly. And but my philosophy was I've never forced anyone. I'm not really a preacher of veganism as such. You know, some people, they can be quite condescending and quite overbearing with it. But I was always like, you just got to live the life, and then people will make the right choice anyway, because they will see that you're doing the right things, that you're making the right choices, and they'll think, oh, I want some of that. And to be honest, a lot of my family laughed at me when I first became vegan. It was at a time where being vegan was not cool. It was like you went into a restaurant and said you're vegan, and it was like, well, what's that? What is that? Like, and restaurants didn't really have a vegan option. It was kind of like they were kind of figuring it all out. But it's great now to be at a point. It's interesting to see both sides, because I've seen the side where it wasn't cool. You were kind of weird. And then I've seen the side now where it's like, wow, this is cool. You're vegan. I know what that is,
Yeah.
So it's full circle, I guess.
So you guys obviously raising your children vegan, like obviously we've got Jack who we're raising vegan. Have you had much like negative comments towards you for that from anybody?
I mean, yeah, like I say, when I first became vegan, there was a lot of kind of like, oh, where are you getting your protein? Where are you getting, that's the classic one, isn't it? Where's the protein? Protein is in everything. Like, but or you're not, somehow it's not a very masculine thing to do, and there's lots of little things like that. So we've had all that. And we've even had family members sort of not exactly support what you're doing, you know what I mean? Because they want you to eat what they're eating because it makes them feel better. We've had that as well. But I think now pretty much the whole family as a whole look at us as an example, and they admire what we do now. So it's come full circle again, I guess.
Yeah, live by example.
Yeah, I think it's the tasty food and stuff as well that we show. Move this way and you can see. Can you see your top? I can show you a top.
Right. Oh, there's a question here. It says, the Roberts, how on earth do you manage to sort out lunches packs for schools with such a vibrant family?
Well, we home educate, so we're at home, and what we do is make sure that the children get a variety of textures and flavors, keep it all interesting. And also we have our main meal, our big family meal, early in the afternoon, and then we have like an evening snack later on. So we've kind of flipped the lunch and the dinner thing, and that's it. The heaviest meals eaten a lot earlier, so that everyone can digest ready for the nighttime routine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's a really good idea.
That does. I'd say we struggle sometimes trying to fit in tea time and having to like cook dinner. So that makes sense if you do it in the day.
Earlier, so we do it between 12 and say 2:30, 3 o'clock. So we don't have an exact set time. It depends on what time we've woken up that day or been to bed that night. You know, it all depends on a lot. So yeah.
And with a new one in the house, a new baby, the sleep thing doesn't really come yet, does it?
Yeah, but you know, to be honest, fair play to him. He sleeps really well.
Good.
Yeah, he's good at that, actually.
Yeah, he only wakes up once at night.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, he only wakes up once, and if he does go to bed about 11, he won't get up until 7 anyway.
That's amazing.
Sleep thing we've caught up, to be honest. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
He's only 7 weeks. Yeah, so he back-to-back feeds from about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, right up until bedtime. Yeah.
Yes, that old cluster feeding.
Yeah, he does.
So what was your decision behind homeschooling? Because Jack's not yet in school. We've got about 2 years, haven't we? And I have sort of thought potentially, I mean, school, I pick up that it's either not great for veganism or it is. Yeah. So I'm interested about homeschooling so that we can make a decision, really. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
I guess homeschooling was a decision we made really from the beginning. We just decided that it would be something that would suit us because we can focus on their creativity, can focus on their talents and what they're good at, and being a very creative family, that suited us. And I felt like, well, you know, kids, and also if you do the research, kids perform so much better as homeschoolers because they're getting more focus, whereas opposed to being in a class full of lots of children, it can be quite problematic, especially for boys as well, because boys, they're very hyperactive and they're full of energy, and sometimes they need that special attention. And if it's in a class and the teacher's busy, and you know, it's not always so easy for boys to settle down in school. That's been proven through statistics anyway. But yeah, it's been smooth sailing really since we started, hasn't it?
Sorry, I was just saying, don't fuss him, it's fine. Let's not have him crying. Right, yeah, so I think it has been plain sailing, and mainly from the beginning when we started talking about it, it was more of a lifestyle choice for us as well. We want to be free of term times and only having certain evenings and weekends with our children. We wanted to have that choice to be with them as much as we possibly could, and instill our lifestyle into them, which is how we want them to grow. We don't see the point in sending children to school for 7 hours a day to learn things that they can learn within an hour at home. And we've noticed that as well. The thirst for learning is just incredible in these guys, because they're not at this age, they're quite young as well. So they're not forced into, we have pockets of focus, but we don't have scheduled set lessons. But even when family, I mean, during lockdown, we had some family members do lessons with them online, just in different various subjects. And they were just always saying how thirsty they were to learn and how much they retained the information. They were just gobsmacked with them being so young. And I think that's because they're not forced into a system of this is when you learn. Because learning takes place all the time. Even when we're sleeping, we're learning, you know. There's no set time for learning, is there?
Yeah, definitely.
So what's your favorite thing to do, guys, especially if you're homeschooling? Is there anything that you really like to do when you're homeschooling, particular subjects that that the children all like to learn about?
Do you like
to play football?
Playing football.
That's a good one, Terrell. Yeah, it's like someone like Terrell, like he's very much into football. He gets the chance to play football when he likes to play football, and people excel in what they're passionate about, don't they? And we know that. So if if he's excited about football or say playing the piano or whatever it is, which he is into as well, aren't you? You're into playing the piano. He can focus on that as much as he likes, you know, and he can become great at it, which is what we want. We want young adults that are great at what they do, you know, that excel in what they do. So, yeah. What do you like, Kenzie? What do you like doing? Stand up.
Football.
Oh, you like football too. You also like instruments though as well, don't you? What's your favorite instrument?
Piano.
Yeah, stand
I
up.
know.
Piano.
Oh, bless him.
Piano.
Oh,
Niall, what do you like?
You're just going to show everyone your forehead.
You sat down quickly. What about you?
Coloring.
You like coloring?
The art.
I like the
It's
colouring
art,
too.
yeah.
Okay,
It's a
yes.
mixture of things, really. I think we like to let them focus on things for a certain amount of time
Yeah.
and just trying to get them into being able to focus. So it's more pockets of focus than it is structured lessons.
Yeah.
So that they can kind of grasp that if I'm doing something, I've got to spend some time on it. And sometimes it's not easy, but I've got to keep going. You know, so it's just instilling those values through what they love.
Yeah, we modeled it off the Scandinavian model in Sweden, isn't it? Like in Sweden, they don't really sort of start structured lessons until they're 7 or 8.
Okay.
And it works really well over there because they feel that learning is something that you just naturally do. And the structure isn't really necessary for young children, especially when they're developing their like creative, they're inquisitive and they're developing their creativity and things like that. It's much better for them to just learn through play, isn't it? They're playing and learning, and that's much better until they're at an age where then they learn the discipline of sitting down and sort of working to a time schedule and all that.
Yeah. See, one thing that children don't like to do is to sit still anyway. Like children like to be on the go, don't they? Doing something.
Yes.
Busybodies.
Have you watched Sir Ken Robinson's talk about education?
No.
You should watch that. It's a TEDx. It's one of the most famous TEDx talks. And it's brilliant. It just hits it on the head. It's called Do Schools Kill Creativity?
Yeah.
Okay.
What if you listen to that? He just hits it on there, doesn't he?
Yeah, we'll have to watch that.
Yeah, we will have to. We've got a question here from
Well,
I'm
we've got a
Easy
question.
Vegan. We've got another question from Bobby as well. So I'm gonna do I'm Easy says we're on the topic. Can you see that or do we need to read it out?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. Really thinking about homeschooling, any advice for the first steps or what we can do to find out more. I can only find homeschooling that costs thousands a term.
Wow,
Okay, well, we do it on a zero budget. So basically we let the outdoors teach them as well. Like nature's the best teacher. Just taking them outdoors into nature, you'll be surprised what kids can learn just from being exposed to natural things, natural foods. Like that is a big thing. You don't have to get a big computer each and a big tablet each. These guys actually don't have tablets yet, which for some people that might be amazing that you survived this long without giving them tablets, but they don't need tablets. They can use, they use manual things as well, like dictionaries and, books and read books, actual books. They're so cheap. You can go to a charity shop. What are you trying to say?
There's a cat.
Oh, there's a cat.
Just having a little lick at the top.
Yeah.
She comes in when she wants to come in and then slouches and then goes.
Yeah, you could go into charity shops and get books, loads of books, and they're the easiest way for kids to learn. Probably the best way for them to learn, and it doesn't hurt their eyes afterwards. And you have problems getting them off the tablet because they're addicted to it and they don't want to get off, and and all that kind of thing that goes on. So Yeah, there's lots of simple things, isn't there?
Don't you find as well that children naturally learn how to use these tablets? Like these do not have a tablet each, but if you give them the family tablet that we have, they will operate that within minutes. They will navigate themselves around that in minutes. So even though we are moving through a digital era now, they're still not left behind, because they can do also, like Terrell edits videos now. He's learned to edit his own little videos that he's been recording on his camera. Same with Roxy. They know how to edit pictures.
Yes.
You know, and that's something. They know how to play games online as well. And that's something that's naturally they've just developed, even though they don't have their own tablets. So it's important to kind of use both, really. And we think that even though we don't necessarily have a budget for home education, it's still something that's a lifestyle to us. And if within our lifestyle we are having a month where we don't want to spend too much money, we will probably just do more park visits rather than doing museums or things like that where we have to travel to them.
There's those things.
We just walk to places, and there's trips, there's all sorts. And a lot of families as well that I've noticed that want to meet up and kind of share their areas of expertise. So say there's a family that I know in particular that meet up with other families, that one of them is an accountant, one of them is an art teacher, another one teaches German, and they all kind of like pass the children around basically once a week, and everyone studies those subjects with that family. So there are ways to get around it like that, so you can have tutoring as well in that way. If you wanted to do it that way. I also know families that have taken their children out of private schools and have all hired private tutors, and that has been cheaper for them as well, because they're grouped together in about 5 other families, and they all pay a tutor to do certain core subjects at each house. So there's different ways to do it. You know, there's different ways to homeschool. But
there's so many groups now as well, so many homeschool groups. I mean, so many. And they all share different resources and sort of tips. Some people, they run their own classes, and they even get together as groups. And say I specialize in photography, videography, I could teach every child that, and then someone else specializes in something else, then they could teach them something else. And you just work as a group, and that can work really well as well.
That makes sense to do it like that, because I would struggle with things like maths. That would be my struggle, just to share the load.
We must say as well, we learn as we go, don't we? We haven't stopped learning.
Yeah.
So when it comes to homeschooling, do you have to inform like your council, or is there anyone that you have to tell, or do you just simply don't take them to school?
Yeah, I guess because they were never in school. We've never had to do that. But I'm sure that if your kids are in school, then you would have to probably say, obviously you say it's in school. But the community know that we homeschool our kids, but we've never had a visit. However, some parents have had visits from local authorities, and just to check that everything is okay and that obviously kids learning okay. But we've never actually had that, have we?
It's when they get to school age, they usually start visiting from then. But I mean, we are open to visits.
Yeah.
Because I think the homeschooling community can be quite closed sometimes. And I think in order to expand and grow, sometimes you need to share and create more awareness. So we're not closed in that way. But at the same time, I think when you deregister your children, then they are more likely to check up on you. And it's just that your children are at the academic level that they should be at in school. It's that kind of thing, really.
Yes.
And you can get councils that don't really bother with that until they reach a certain age.
Yes.
But yeah, we are open to the visits. Very open.
I find that fascinating. I just love, I mean, the energy I can just see off you guys. I'm in awe of you. I really am. It's just brilliant.
So I'm going to there's one more question, and I'm going to probably move on with the subject. So do you know yet, guys, how it works when it comes to coursework and exams? You
can do exams at any age. You can apply for them and pay for them yourself, or you can enter your children into a college when they reach a certain age, usually from about 13, 14. In the UK anyway, you can put them into a college and do their GCSEs that way and self-study at home, or you can just pay and do it yourselves as well. You can pay for each GCSE exam. It's not something that you should really worry about, because one thing that lockdown and the coronavirus has taught us is that they don't really matter, do they? If they could just shut the schools and cancel exams, then it just shows you that these things are not really as important as they're made out to be. And the most important thing is that your children are growing up happy and safe and are exposed to what they love and how they can manage their lives.
Hi, Flo.
Flo's just popped in.
We've got some more people coming in. Hi, Family 4.
Family 4. Hiya.
Hello, everyone. And the vegan vlogger as well.
Hello. Lots of friends coming in.
Oh, right.
What was that one about?
Right. My son. So my son was really like I said. Apparently, it was horrible. Oh dear. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's really a shame.
I guess with the homeschooling as well, they are protected from that bullying as well, aren't they? That's
yeah, that's the one thing. I mean, there's a balance, because obviously you want your kids to be able to navigate tricky characters. So there's that side.
That's a nice way of saying it. That's so nice.
You know, you want them to be able to have that strength, but at the same time, it can be controlled more with homeschool, because you do meet in groups. Niall, please. Sit down. You can navigate, you can get into groups as homeschooling families. You know, like I was saying, you know, you can get into groups as homeschoolers. And you can meet tricky characters there too, because sometimes people that are not sending their kids to school is because they've found it difficult with their behavior, and that's one reason. So you can run into those people as well, and our kids have, and they've had to sort of defend themselves in those situations, which, you know, is good. And I want them to have that experience of being able to, you know, be able to say no to a bully, like leave me alone, you know. It's important, isn't it? It's an important skill as well. But you just, the problem with school, I've found, is that your kids end up looking up to the kids around them. You know, it's that old saying that you end up like the people that you spend the most time with. So if your kids spend the most time with certain kids that maybe don't have the best habits, then it's not good for them, because they'll end up aspiring to have their behaviors or whatever their goals are, which is the next iPad or whatever. Then you've got kids that now all want iPads because their best mate at school has got one, or they all want to wear makeup now because the little girl in class came to school with makeup and she looked so, you know, and, you know, all those little things, you know, that's one of the reasons why I'm so glad that they're homeschooled.
What a lovely family.
And as well, you can prepare children, you know, the whole school of hard knocks thing that you're trying to prepare your children for, it's so like short-lived, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, it's themselves they've got to control. It's not other people, because you don't know who you're going to meet in this world. And I think your vibe attracts your tribe as well, doesn't it? So, you know, if they've got a good vibe about them, they are less likely to be attracting distasteful.
Definitely.
So, you know, so they've got to manage themselves well and put themselves in the right place.
Hello, healthy sweet treats. So if anybody wants any healthy pudding recipes, go and check out that channel. Some really nice treats on there, on vegan as well, which is great. Yes.
So I just wanted to quickly just bring up Bobby's thing, and then we're going to talk about the Channel 4 thing, weren't we?
I'd like to ask you about that.
Right, so Bobby has said, as a West Indian descent, I'm faced with eyebrows raised when I say vegans do not eat. My beloved aunt is still trying to get my head around just eating plants alone. So did you face that with your family?
Yes, I think with the
Yeah, I think you
with
did
West
mention
Indian and African culture, what you'll find is that eating meat is a sign of wealth. So
Right.
when you don't eat meat, it means you're not very wealthy. In some, some of them see it that way.
Well,
Meat
it's
is very much a wealth status thing. And when you look back on a lot of the African and Caribbean recipes, they are plant-based. Most of them are plant-based, the traditional recipes, and they can be eaten as plant-based.
Yeah.
So,
because people in Africa, like my mom's from Uganda, they can't afford meat because meat's so expensive. Especially when she was growing up, it was like a treat. It wasn't something that you just had access to whenever you wanted. They had to go and kill the goat or the cow or whatever. And that cow's expensive, and that also gives milk, so you won't want to kill it. So it's it was they had to eat kind of vegetarian, vegan anyway. But I suppose when people come to this part of the world and meat is so accessible, it's like it's on tap. It's very tempting, and also because it's colder as well. People, for some reason, people associate meat with warming up, and but it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. So Vegan King is saying it's the same there in India. It's associated with wealth.
Yeah.
I'd say it was the same here as well. When we, back, I'm talking back in history now with like the kings and queens, they're always eating all these massive feasts of meat.
Yes. Yeah,
but they had all the health and all the health problems.
Yeah.
But it was only the poor people that had the health problems because they didn't have vaccines and things like that, and they were living in conditions that weren't really considered very healthy.
Yes.
So that was the only reason why the poor people were actually.
So I'm interested. How have you educated your wonderful children on veganism? Because Jack he's actually 3 next week, and he's just starting to understand a little bit more now about why he doesn't eat certain things.
Yeah.
And obviously your children are all different sort of ages. So what's the best way for you to go about that?
Kind of just said to them and lived it, as we say. When you live what you're trying to teach and what you're preaching, it's easily absorbed through your children as well. We say animals are friends, not food.
Yes.
And that's something that resonates with them. And it's something that they're proud of. They wear it as a badge of honor. When we go to family parties, that's the big test.
Okay.
You have people that you don't see very often that probably are not connected to us in that way, where they would know, and they'll probably offer them something. And they've come to me and said, I don't know what you're doing with these children, but it's absolutely fantastic. I've just offered them this sweet, and they've asked me if it's vegan. And I think it was 2 at the time. So at any age it can be penetrated into them. They just need to understand and be happy with it, and wear it as a badge of honor, and that's your lifestyle.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's our lifestyle, and that's how it is in our home. Vegan here.
Maybe at some points we didn't really speak enough. I don't think sometimes, because I didn't really. It was just so we just did it. It wasn't everything wasn't explained enough. I think if I was to go back a little bit, I'd probably explain a lot more. But we did explain things, but I just feel like maybe it wasn't enough. But at the same time, they just caught on anyway. They understood why we did it, and they loved it. They also understand the relationship between dead food and living food, eating things that are living, that give life, and as opposed to eating things that are dead. And
say, when you guys were on the Channel 4 program, wasn't Roxy faced with a dead fish?
Yeah, it was the family that lived in the woods somewhere, weren't they?
Yeah.
How I mean, how was that for you? Because I mean,
we could see.
I was on
we were
edge
like,
watching that. I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Most of the vegan community was like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Throwing things at the telly. No. I mean, at the time, we knew that it was a TV show. It was for TV, and we knew that they weren't going to disrespect us openly. But at the same time, we knew there would be some challenges that we'd have to face within that, as long as she wasn't made to eat anything. We were okay with them exploring their lifestyle and showing her and us showing ours, really, and showcasing ours. We didn't really get into it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things as well, because when we started the show, we didn't, say to her, right, Roxy, this is what you need. We didn't really drill her with, like a preparation for what might happen. We kind of just went with the flow a bit, and it was interesting what happened, but she knew the difference, and but I mean, I guess for me, I didn't necessarily realize that it would be in that way. I was a bit surprised that that food would be offered to her to see if she preferred it. I didn't really realize that was going to happen, to be honest with you. That was a bit of a surprise. But I think she handled it very well, though. I think as well as she could, given that we didn't drill her.
And what they didn't show as well is that they're very much a vegan-friendly family anyway. They had lots of friends that were vegan. They're not going to show that, obviously. But what they did have, what did you have, Roxy, on that day at Tom and Jen's house? You had vegan, what did you have? Vegan pizza.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Then she had vegan. What else did you have? The sweet treat. Marshmallows as well. She was very well catered for. Yeah. But obviously for TV, it's the power of the edit is everything, isn't it? And
that's right.
They show that kind of provocative side of the edit to get people going.
Yeah, it's like the thing with
it got at us, didn't it?
Yeah, it got
yeah. It was in the Mirror, wasn't it? They put a spread in the Mirror on it, like vegan child offered. What was it? It
was the other one. It was us.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was Crystal. Yeah, that was Crystal. Sorry, when she didn't want to eat the food that we had to offer.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Forcing her to eat it, and it was so funny.
Yeah, but the real story, it's just it didn't really happen. Because after that, she really turned around and really liked the food. It was only just a moment, but obviously they wanted to create, drama in it.
Yeah, a bit of like, ooh.
And the word vegan sells, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I read something this week on the internet, and I think it's an old story, but it was vegan parents took to prison for starving their baby, and I just thought, didn't you put vegan in the title?
No, it could have been anyone starving their baby.
Yeah, it could. There's loads of starving children all over the world
because they're vegan.
It's vegan.
Yeah, because they're a vegan family. Oh my God, quick. Big bold print. Make it big.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I think
sensational.
Now, I think so many people will be thinking about veganism because, they'll be thinking about the environment and making better choices in that way, and not having the access to so much food, maybe because of, I don't know, hygiene now.
Yeah.
I think that people will be thinking about veganism a lot more now, and I'm glad that we did the show because at least we showcased veganism for people in a positive way, and they can at least have that as a memory. And they can take that. When we finished the show, there was so many. We were swamped with people, weren't we? I mean, you would have thought we'd won the show because Tom and Jen. There was no. Bless them, lovely people. Absolutely deserve to win. Deserve to go to the next stage. But there was so many people asking us questions as vegan family and asking us, do we have any other literature or material or anything else that we can, tune into.
We were mobbed.
Yeah, and it was nice though, because it was like, people saw that, that we did well there. They was quite surprised that we didn't win, which was, which was nice, and it's a good way to showcase
so many
what
people,
we do.
So many people afterwards as well messaged us, didn't they?
Yeah.
So many afterwards. So we're still getting messages now with people saying, "Oh, we saw you on Britain's Best Parent.
Yeah.
We were so inspired by it. You gave us the final push to make our children vegan." So I don't know if you've noticed that a lot of vegan families as well, the parents are vegan, but the children are not. I've met so many families like that because they're so scared to make that transition and upsetting other family members or not having the right nutrients with them going to school and preschool and nursery. And a lot of people have said, thank you, you pushed us to take that step now and make our children vegan too.
That's amazing. Yeah, so like I said, there's so much energy off you guys.
Didn't we go to follow you and then we realised we were already following each other?
You were subscribed to us, weren't you?
We were watching you. We were like, oh, we've got to go and subscribe. And they were like, oh, they're already following us.
You're not far away from us,
you're
are
only
you?
up the road.
You're up the road.
It's up the road. Our back garden is Worcester. Basically,
They say at some point we will have to meet when it's safe to do so. Definitely. I would love that.
Yeah, I'd love that. For that.
Can't wait to meet little Jack as well.
Yeah.
And all your lovely little children as well.
I hope you know your dinosaurs because he'll teach you.
He's dinosaur mad.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they keep asking me to watch Jurassic Park, and I'm like, but you're gonna be scared. Do you think you can watch Jurassic Park, Terrell?
Yeah. That was one of their Zoom lessons as well, wasn't it? One of your Zoom lessons was all about dinosaurs, wasn't it, with Huxley? Yeah,
that's one of the homeschool lessons they did. Other homeschool kids taught them about different dinosaurs. And they could ask him questions. And
very in-depth.
Very clever.
I was like, wow.
That's Huxley. Shout out to Huxley.
So have you guys got any favourite meals that you like to eat? Is there a regular that you like to eat in your house?
What do you like to eat?
Oh, hard one.
Hey.
These guys just like everything, isn't it?
Everything.
Everything's a delicious meal. That's their favourite line.
I just like eating mushrooms.
Do you know?
Mushrooms.
Oh, really? Mushrooms, really?
That's incredible.
Wow. Not a lot of kids that say that, is there?
No.
In our families as well, we're known as the greedy family. So they always know that our family are going to polish their plates wherever we go. Or whenever anyone comes, they're always looking at everyone like, wow, these lot eat everything. Yeah, very good eaters. What's your favourite dinner, Roxy, or favourite sweet treats? Because we have a sweet treat lady watching as well.
Yeah, you think of one as well.
Yeah. Niall?
So they can.
Niall's asleep under the same.
It is getting on a bit, isn't it?
I don't blame him.
Daddy, look at Niall.
Oh, he's asleep.
Oh.
Strawberry cake.
Strawberry cake.
Don't tell me.
Strawberry cake.
Yeah.
Oh, you like strawberry cake? Okay, go on.
I like muffins.
Muffins.
Just mushrooms. That's all I like.
Just mushrooms. He's just.
Just come over his mushroom hurdle.
Give it.
What's that? Say it properly so they can hear you.
Give it.
Guineps.
Guineps.
And that's like
what about other fruit that you like? Sorry. What other fruit?
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
And what did we cook yesterday? The one that Mummy put on the fire?
Breadfruit.
Breadfruit as well, yeah.
Breadfruit.
Bread? What's that then?
It's like the family. It's like jackfruit's cousin in terms of its shape. But it's more of a bread texture when you roast it and then fry it or boil it So nice and very filling. You can use it to replace like rice or potatoes. It's that type of fruit.
Okay.
But it's called fruit. But yeah, look it up. It's very, very down this way as well.
Where's a pen?
He's gonna write it down.
I've only just learned what a plantain is.
Yes.
So our last post actually is about our breadfruit that we posted on ThankfullyTrue.
I think that's on your Instagram, isn't it? It does look like a jackfruit, I think, from what was that makes sense now. Yeah, he's writing it down. So for us, one thing we like to do is batch cook, and obviously there's only the 3 of us. Yes. So how is the best way for you to feed your family? Send us some tips.
Well, we do batch cook, especially when we were expecting Hezekiah as well.
Yes.
Batch cook. So what I do is I have like soaker boil days. So I will have like 4 pots on the stove that's from the night before soaking, with different beans in each pot, and then one with a mix, and then boil the next morning with a Scotch bonnet in for extra flavour and spice.
Yes.
Boil it up and then freeze them how they are in the soft beans. I wouldn't flavour them until I'm ready to cook to eat. Yeah. So then we'll batch cook that way, and then when we take out the beans, we know that we defrost it overnight. The next morning, the onions, the garlic, the peppers, the tomatoes, and whatever flavour you're putting in.
Yeah, well, we had to do that when you was pregnant as well.
Yes, we did. So. And we do that a lot. But I like a fresh pot of food. So yes, I'll batch cook that way, but I won't batch cook with the flavour too much. Yeah. I add the flavour afterwards. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's endless, really, isn't it? I mean, I kind of cook with what's in. I don't go out to get special ingredients. Whatever's in, I'll make something of it. Yeah. Always. Even that little shriveled up carrot in the bottom of the fridge. You know, that shriveled up carrot that you think's gone. It's not gone. Just take it. It's not gone.
That is me. That is me. If there's a blemish, I'll just peel it off. Like that is cooked.
Yeah, cook with what's in.
Exactly.
And one way of trying to do that is by not shopping too much and not buying too much as well. Kind of just trying to make sure that we don't waste food, which is 0 waste policy in this house. You know, everything can be. Yeah. Everything
I
can
admire
be.
that.
And even if it feels off, throw it in a soup and you'll see it come back to life. It really does.
I forgot what I didn't like.
You have to sit up, Kenzie, so we can be seen.
If you want to speak.
What do you want to say?
Chatterbox.
This is the chatterbox, the family.
I did the wrong thing because I said Mr. That means
tomatoes. Oh, you meant
Tomatoes.
tomatoes.
Okay.
I was just about to say he had a mushroom hurdle where he wasn't eating mushrooms and then he started to eat them. Same with Niall, actually.
Have you found that you've gone through a lot of fussy stages with your children where they won't eat certain things and they're like persistent that is nasty, and then the next day they're like, oh yeah, I like this now because Jack does, doesn't he? He's a nightmare sometimes.
I think we just don't make a big deal of it, do we? We just kind of like, this is your dinner. Yeah. Enjoy it. Yeah. And we're not fussy. Yeah. So it helps. You know, we're not fussy at all. We just kind of eat what we prepared as well. Sometimes if you prepare something different for the children, trying to make it child friendly, and then you're having beans and lentils, then it's going to be hard to get them to transition to that.
Yeah.
Leave out the vegan nuggets, I'd say. Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yeah, until they're eating like you.
We tend to eat a lot of whole foods in this house, so there isn't a lot of processed foods. You like more of the junk stuff, but Jack tends to have more of what I eat. Yeah. So I think he eats quite well, actually. And the other day we had seaweed out, and he was taking seaweed out of the packet, and I just thought, what toddler would you see eating seaweed? Himself.
Paddy is so used to so many different flavors and textures, is it? So you know, they're just going to be a lot more trying to eat well that way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Someone's saying hello to us.
Someone's saying that I've never outgrown the fussy stage. That's the show.
That's okay.
It's
If
fun.
also Mum was saying hello.
Yeah, we eat very well, and I think trying new things as well, and making sure that every so often you just kind of shake it up a bit. I like to make a lot of beans and lentil stew type comfort food, especially at this time of year. So shake it up a bit. Like today, we had the breadfruit. Shake it up a bit, a little bit of plantain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we do have oven food sometimes, don't we? But we buy high end. We try to buy high end so that we feel the sting.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen too often, and then also that's our takeaway, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. We do have takeaways as well sometimes. So
And we
do. Yeah, but it's not that often though. We don't really. Most of the time, it's home cooked food, which I think is good because. Yeah, like you say, because then they sort of get, you feel like you have to get that all the time then. It's like, oh, he won't eat his dinner, now you have to go and get a takeaway, you know. So it's like, it's much easier if you just get them used to it from the off, and then, you know, you've got no problems.
I've got a question here from the Vegan King, and I guess obviously, as you know, we were recently targeted by the anti-vegan family, the anti-vegans of the world, and Vegan King is just wondering if you've ever been targeted by any anti-vegans.
Not that we can recall, no.
No. Did you say you was targeted by anti-vegan?
Yeah, so it was a couple of months ago now.
Okay.
We were the interest of some of the famous YouTubers, the famous anti-vegan YouTubers, and they particularly, they just loved my face. They said I aged in about a year, and the whole thing was horrible. But what it actually did for us was it allowed us to grow. So it actually backfired for them. Because I think they tried to. I mean, we didn't even have that many YouTube followers neither, so we were quite small when this happened, and then all of a sudden we did this response video about, you know, anti-vegan bullying, and we just kind of grew, didn't we?
Oh,
so it's been a learning curve for us.
Yeah, that's it. You know, sometimes things like that can be a blessing in disguise, can't they? That's our motto. That's why we call it Thankfully True, because it's gratitude for everything, isn't it? Even the bad things, because all things will eventually work for your good if you've got the right attitude towards them. That's brilliant though that you grew from it. That's a great thing.
It wasn't a nice thing to happen. I had to see it in a different light and sort of go with it.
It's never happened to us yet.
I know. I hope it doesn't. I really do. But I guess it's one of those things when you start growing with YouTube, you do sometimes pick up those interesting characters, as you said earlier.
Navigate, difficult characters.
So has anybody in the chat got any questions they want to ask this lovely family?
Do you want to ask this one?
Oh yes, well that's one we always get asked, so we'll ask this one.
Okay.
You want to sit on my knee then, so you can.
Do you want to read that as well?
Oh, sorry. What's your action if one of your children wanted a non-vegan product, i.e., ice cream or chocolate bar, which isn't vegan, and after you told them it's not vegan, they insisted they wanted it? Well, you know, obviously, it's a no.
Simple no.
But yeah, you know, you just got to explain to them as well why. And to be honest, there's so many now. I mean, when I started being vegan, there was literally no alternatives, was there? There was just nothing.
Have a banana.
Bananas, yes.
But now it's literally a substitute for everything. I mean, usually at Christmas when we go for Christmas dinner at my mum's, what usually ends up happening is everyone gets the normal ice cream, and then I pull out the vegan ice cream. But then everyone ends up eating the vegan ice cream because it's better than the normal ice cream. It tastes so much better.
Vegan Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, vegan. We tried that vegan Ben and Jerry's recently.
Yeah, actually,
it was so good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it's better than the.
We did a video recently. We tried the new Papa John's pizza. I think it was a spicy one, and we ordered this ice cream to go with it. And I said to Ad, we'll share the pot. And he comes in and he's halved the tub of ice cream and put it in a bowl. And I was like, no, I want to eat it out of the pot. I want half out of the pot. He just dumped it on a bowl.
It'll never be half.
Because I ate it all.
I had to come in like with a bread knife and cut the packet in half.
I think as well, when you have a family, you make sure no one misses out on anything because you just get creative. And I think before that we started buying vegan ice cream, because although we do have that alternative, it's quite small, isn't it? I make ice cream with bananas as well. We just blend frozen bananas, and make ice cream that way. And, they don't miss out on anything. We bake cakes, we bake biscuits. Yeah. We can veganize any recipe, because, it's a science as well, isn't it? And it's a science subject for them then as well, to veganize things. And that's what we do. They don't really miss out, so they don't really crave what they can't have.
We've got
okay with that.
Yeah, it's not even an ice cream maker, but you thought it was.
So, what is your favorite pro-vegan documentary?
I haven't seen any.
I haven't seen so many,
Hours.
I think back in the days I would probably watch a few, but I can't remember the names. But yeah, I tend, like a lot of people, they turn vegan probably because they saw the animal cruelty.
Yeah.
But for me, it wasn't the animal cruelty, it was actually more to do with being healthy and sort of coming to a spiritual balance. That was what attracted me to veganism. It wasn't necessarily the animals. It was only afterwards that I actually realized, this is actually really tough on the animals.
Yeah.
But I was more thinking of myself, to be honest. I was thinking about just being more healthy and finding out what the purpose of life is and sort of the meaning and the way it's supposed to be, because I could see that the system was broken.
Yeah.
I could see that there was something broken in what we eat and the way we live. And it was that spiritual journey of going into, and it was when I was a student as well. So it was a time of real reflection. And I just really found that, when I started not eating meat, I just found myself more connected and more careful about everything. And it's what prepared me to have a family, actually, because that was what made me care for, because if you can care for animals, then you can care for anyone. Like if you can care for an,
right,
then you can, you're going to care for everyone. So, and I'm not saying it always works that way, but it should work that way, where that increases your care and concern for everyone. But can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know there's loads.
There's loads now.
Like things like that as well. If those things would repeat on me, I wouldn't be able to sleep. And I'm not really a fan of scaremongering into things. It's just a decision, a conscious decision, and naturally started thinking more about the animals anyway. Even, when there's ants at the front, I'm like ushering them another way or ushering the spider out, but nicely. Everything changes. The spiritual growth is real, isn't it?
Definitely. So
Definitely.
anti-vegan nonsense wants to know what's your favourite? But this is usually one of our
Yeah,
questions.
this is one of ours, yeah.
Tofu, tempeh, or Satan? Satan, not Satan. Satan.
Do you know what? We haven't actually cooked with tempeh or seitan, but we have tried it, and we cooked with tofu.
Yes.
Firm tofu. Yeah, I think that one really, because tofu is something that we've cooked with. So
Yeah.
tofu for us. But if we've eaten out, like when we ate at Earth's Kitchen, they cooked with seitan, didn't they, for their nuggets? Yeah, their vegan nuggets.
So I'm going to bring us to a close soon, but I was just wondering, what are your sort of plans? Anything that's in line for you guys coming up soon?
Well, it's to keep on with our YouTube channel. Really, at the moment, we're just focusing on that and trying to build it.
Yeah.
Into, like when we did the show, Britain's Best Parent, we were excited for a lot of opportunities that might come. But I think some of that has been because of the situation, what happened. It's kind of slowed a lot of that down, and it got postponed a lot as well. And that was a year ago that we did that filming. So we're just looking forward to the future. We've got little live streams as well like this that we're doing, but as well we're just focusing on the YouTube channel, I guess. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I mean, we have ideas for growth in different areas, but at the moment, our lifestyle, we're trying to make it that we are growing as a family spiritually, and making sure that everyone is happy, growing slowly, not too fast, and all that. So I think with our channel, we're just kind of sharing that journey really, and just happy to do that and see where it takes us.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, we look forward to what's to come. Definitely.
I think you're right there. I mean,
sorry to cut you there. I want to the single that you was talking about on the birth video. I want to release that as a single as well. So look out for that on our YouTube channel as well. I want to do more creative things. Actually, that's another thing. Actually, I've not really thought about this question, but now you've mentioned it, you made me think.
Okay, that's good.
Also, we're also working on a book as well.
Wow.
So I'm trying to put together a book. As you know, I'm a photographer, so I'm putting together a book of images and also the lifestyle that we live. And I'm trying to condense that into a book, and some of our thoughts and memoirs, and
recipes,
things like that, recipes. So we kind of want to go in that direction, as well as an online course as well. Maybe people want to know about how to homeschool and how to manage a vegan family or something like that.
Someone just said something.
What did you say to her?
What did they say?
What did they say?
I don't know.
Look, read it.
Can you read it then?
What a beautiful family. I look forward to watching you and Guy.
Excellent.
You certainly are.
There's a typo in there. I think
family.
you corrected it. That's well done.
Yeah.
Spell check.
Yeah, he's so good with his reading. He's really in a short space of time.
That sounds amazing with the book, though. That's what's needed, definitely.
Yeah. It's important to document, because we've experienced a lot, and obviously raising so many kids and everything that we've done over the years. It's nice to document it all. Let everyone see us, Terrell. Nice to document what we've done and how it's how everything is unfolded. So it'd be nice to put that in a book, and so people can, because a lot of people say that's what people asked us after Britain's Best Parent. Have you got a book? So yeah, I think that's what I want to do.
This morning we did a surprise for Mommy and Daddy.
Did you
Look, sit up. Sit up.
This morning we did a surprise for Mommy and Daddy.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you do?
We read into different characters.
They're dressed
Aw.
Into different characters.
And what did you do with the writing bit of it? What did you leave us at the door?
We left the desk
and
with writing on it
and a note, a letter.
and a note
Look at
and
that.
a letter.
And what did it say?
Remember?
Just basically left us a note saying how grateful they were that we were their parents.
Oh,
And that we could knock the door
beautiful.
3 times and to write a letter back on the desk.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Their
Oh,
characters.
that's awesome.
Yes, there's
That's
never
really
a dull moment in this house.
I bet there isn't. I bet there
Never.
isn't. Well, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you all on tonight. It's been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's so wonderful. And thank you to all your subscribers and followers as well for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And yes, look out for the future collaborations. When all this is lifted, we can definitely meet up with a massive cookout out in the open.
That sounds
Great.
amazing. Get all the children together. It will be wonderful.
You can show me this breadfruit and these guineps.
Yes.
I'm looking
Yes.
forward to it.
Come into Birmingham much.
We do now and again because sometimes we do the AV, the Anonymous Voiceless Cube in Birmingham, but we
Okay.
haven't been. We did it once. We haven't been back because of like childcare. Because when we do that, it's usually we go together, don't we?
Mm.
But we haven't been for a while to like just come up and browse because I like the shop. So I think we will have to come back up at some point.
Yeah.
But we are on the outskirts, to be honest. We're closer to you than
Okay.
we probably are to the town centre, probably.
Right.
So yeah, we are on the outskirts. But yeah, it would be nice to meet up when you do come over this way or we come to you. So yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
Anyway, but thank you.
Yeah.
We will. So thank you to everybody in the chat tonight and for all our moderators. And we, just to let you guys know, we have a live on Monday with a born vegan who is in America, and his name is Carey Kid. So that's going to be a good one. So that'll be 8 o'clock on Monday.
On Monday.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay.
We'll be tuned in.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Take
Bye,
care.
guys.
See you soon.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Your support for having us on your show. That's a massive privilege. And yeah, we look forward to watching your journey as well. And
Yes.
Thank
keeping
you.
You guys.
Your support is amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. And we do really heartfelt gratitude for it. Thank you so much.
Oh, bless you.
You're very welcome.
Yes, definitely.
So take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.